politics without principle, wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, and commerce without morality, science without humanity, and worship without sacrifice. This is what my fundamental framework, I based on this. So within this kind of framework, I was thinking how much it is really possible to be based on this framework and to move forward and to succeed, or to make a livelihood. It's quite difficult for me. And I was searching for answers in my life. I was truly searching for answers. I don't know how to be successful. I don't know what to achieve. I never had the regular education like you because I was bored going to schools and colleges. I taught myself. And I went to school. The questions I had, my teachers couldn't answer. So I came out, one day I told my parents, I said, I'm not going to study anymore because I'm not interested in the regular school curriculum. So I walked out and I pursued different kinds of learning. Let it be music, let it be philosophy, let it be logic and reasoning, let it be ethics. And I buried myself in books, in search of answers, in search of to have a quality life, to have a better thinking, to be successful. But by the end of few years, by the age of 22, 23, I ended up as a completely lost out. I don't know what I was doing with my life. And I was dependent on my family for my pocket money to buy books, not for smoking or drugs or not for drinks. But still I didn't like it to be a dependent on my family members. So then it dawned on me, I should do something with my life. I have to make a livelihood. But whatever qualification I had, it's not very unconventional. So I don't know what to do. So finally, I was thinking, I was praying universe. I said, give me an opportunity. I don't know what to do with my life. So the reason is, why I'm saying it is, you're all prepared. You're all getting prepared, being prepared, under the preparation. Some of you had prepared, are venturing out into life. Now an opportunity knocks on your door. And that opportunity which knocks on your door might not be up to your liking, might not be up to the expectation of yours. The same way, for me also, the kind of opportunity I was looking for and what knocked on my door was two different things. And cinema knocked on my door. And I was a very scary guy. I never ventured out of my room. Always I was in the learning process. I was scared. Even to come out of my room, a few guests were there, and I used to run away. And from there, life compelled me to face lakhs of people and be confident and to be what you want to be. This all happened, that one opportunity. And the opportunity which I wanted, it was not cinema, even if I wanted to do cinema. It is not of my choice. I didn't like my first film. I didn't like that opportunity at all. My aspirations, my ambitions were sky high, but I had the opportunity somewhere here. I felt bad. But because of my consistent and constant learning, life made me to think, after everything, whatever you prepared for, whatever you trained for, but this is the only opportunity you got, nothing in the vicinity, you better grab it. Don't waste time. I grabbed that opportunity. And to your surprise, it didn't do well. I loved it. But I felt good because I did a good job within my limits. Not that I did an extraordinary job. I did within my best of my effort. I put my best of my efforts. But I was not disappointed with the outcome of the film. It was not a successful cinema. But maybe a few people must have recognized me. And I had one more opportunity knocked on my door. The producer was not a regular producer, and he's not into filmmaking. He was into Arab business. and no way connected with cinema. And he came. I was thinking all through my efforts, with all my philosophy, with my ideology, or with all my thought process, with all my learning, still I'm not able to attract the right opportunity. But still, I went and embraced it. It gave me a ray of hope. It became a little successful. So by then, I was getting, in next 3-4 films, what my growth was like this. For my first film, by the end of the 7th film, it was like this, the graph. So the key is, so that's what Mr. Sharma ji is saying, that's what he's saying, Aduvari Mataliki Ardhalu Verulu, that's the meaning here. Especially to my Bangladeshi and my Sri Lankan friends, I want to say, to make you understand Aduvari Mataliki Ardhalu Verulu means, girls mean different. I mean, what they say and what they mean are two different things. I'm sorry, this is not my opinion, please forgive me. This is what the lyricist had written, that's what it means. So it's not my opinion. So, whatever opportunity you're going to get in future, imagine, don't undermine it. With all your best efforts, with all your complete, learning abilities and everything, if something knocked on your door, and please, make sure, be aware, grab that opportunity. Why? You're competing with 1.4 billion people on a day-to-day basis. No matter how small or insignificant the opportunity is, you are privileged and better than the majority. So grab that opportunity, make the most of it. Nothing is a dream job. There is no dream job at all. But let the job which comes into your hand, make it to fulfill your dreams. That's what I would like to share first. In this process, you're bound to have a failure and success. As I said earlier, you'll go through failures, you'll go through success. How do you handle failures and how do you handle success? When you had tremendous amount of failure in my life, what I felt was, you're looking at a man who is filled with failures in his life, not with success. Because adversity reveals true character. The more adverse conditions you have, the more potentiality of yours will come out. So a failure in adverse conditions, it's always about how do you fight against it? How do you withstand the turbulence? How do you overpower them? How make sure you won't lose it? You lose to it, but you stand out. And that's what I would like to share, this part of my life. As I said earlier, I lost in cinema. I succeeded. For next 6-7 years, I never had success. Again, I had very existential questions. With all this success, what I'm going to do? A life which is completely lived for yourself is of no use unless it is extended to others. This thought made me to be away from the very cinema which I loved. And I had failures, series of failures. And people who cheer up for me, who stand up for me, they were cursing me. What happened to your competitive spirit? What happened to your tenacity? What happened to your fighting spirit? I never lost my tenacity, I never lost my perseverance, I never lost my fighting spirit. But I was under a very existential thought process. And then, finally, an opportunity came, and another film became a huge success. That's called Gabbar Singh. So what I mean to say is, you get failures. And then, once in a while, I had success later, I had failures. It depends. It was going like this, in a way, in a curvy way. And how do you behave when you get success? And then I would like to end up with failure. I had the highest success possible, but I never felt great about it. The reason is, because to achieve something, even for me to address a kind of, to come in front of this podium and address a session to, speaking, a speech to you, you know how many, tens of people has to work for it. A success comes onto our plate out of many invisible hands. Many invisible hands. It's not just ours alone. Maybe we are at the pinnacle point. Maybe we are being thrusted upwards. But always I look at the people who are contributors for my success. That's why I never had a great feeling about my success. But I'm grateful to the people who stood by me thick and thin. And acknowledgement is very important in success. Especially when you're going to be the financial wizards, you're going to be quite successful people. But understand, there are people who would really contribute to your success. Please kindly acknowledge them. And success is transitory. The way failure is a transitory, success is also transitory. Please don't stick to success and don't take too much into your head. That's all I would like to share there. When it comes to politics, I'm a failed politician as on now. Acceptance. Okay. I'm not feeling bad about it, let me tell you, I'm not feeling bad about it. Failure is halfway to success. I never feel low about my failures. I feel good about my failures because I have achieved something. Unlike many people who want to see a change in the society, they don't do anything. They sit in their comfortable chairs. They have opinions on every damn thing. They have everything to say. Right from cricket, right from day-to-day events, everything they have an opinion, but they won't do anything. For me, I'm doing something, and yet I failed. I feel good about it. I attempted. So tomorrow, you try to achieve something in the process. If you fail, don't regret. It's just transitory. It's a passing phase. Never ever lose your spirit out of failure. That's what I would like to share.